right.
It's recording.
Welcome back. 12 o'clock in the tent.
12 o'clock.
It's Artist Hefe. Les J.
Yeah.
Lady Lonnie.
Woo, woo.
Let's get it. Free the creator.
All right.
Love. Yeah. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm at the spot. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm at the spot. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm at the spot. What's the next topic that's about to drop?
Woo! Welcome everybody. That was fresh. Artiste, that was fresh. It's 12 o'clock in the tent. We have special guests today in the house. We got Vaughn. He's up in the air. Hey. And Jordan.
Jordan Lee Brown.
Jordan is here, and we are all giving our opinions. So,
Yep.
we are getting kicked off with some crazy things. Let's Jay, what we got?
First off, we have Drake and Pusha T beef, of course. I'm not really too big of a fan of artists beefing. I just feel like, especially as black artists, you're just supposed to just, even if you have issues with that man, push it to the side and, you know, do your thing, even if it come to blows. But for us to beef, that's just really how I feel about it. I really don't want to put too much detail about it. I just feel like it's BS that people are still beefing at this point. It's like,
What are they mad about?
what are they mad about?
They're Vaughn, hit it.
All right. So take it back to when Baby made a song with Clips. What happened to that boy? This is I'm a little older. This is like
No,
mid
So,
2000s.
what
Yes,
happened to that
rewind.
boy?
So
I got you.
apparently the story was Birdman never paid Pharrell fully for the beats.
Makes sense.
And then years down the road, Pharrell started the whole skateboard look with the Bape thing. Lil Wayne apparently, dropped the style.
Okay.
And there was still resentment over the Baby not paying kind of thing. And when Drake hopped on, he inherited the beef because he's Young Money. I think that's pretty much what it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
They're taking jabs over the years, and this time it became apparent.
I just knew something was going on when I saw Drake in blackface, and then I was like, why is this circulating?
I guess with the ending album, Pusha T's ending album, he kind of responded back. Because Drake, what's that song called where Drake mentioned Pusha T's like fiance at the time?
In a Debbie freestyle?
Yeah, when he
Infrared.
Yeah, it was infrared. Yeah, and I think that's when Pusha T really wanted to like troll the narrative when it was like, okay, you say this, that, and the third, but now everything off limits because you just mentioned my fiance, so I'm about to really just go for your juggler. So
Makes sense, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but
Yeah.
I'm with you. I rather see people supportive of each other in that kind of high-level position.
But I don't agree with that as far as
yeah.
like that. But I think that's competition in
It's
hip hop.
hip-hop. That's what I was gonna say. That's healthy for hip-hop.
I mean, beats go back to the 80s. You can literally go to. Like,
But it doesn't create what hip-hop's about,
what's hip hop
does it?
about?
Or is it about beef?
What's it about?
I figure, I mean, at least in my interpretation, it would be about struggle. It would be about a story. It would be about relationships, about the real struggle that people are going through. But the beef comes from when people get defensive and want to protect their image, themselves, and, their families. Everything else that comes along with people trying to take away from it. I don't know. What do you think?
Arguing beautifully, in my opinion. It's just like, that's how I look at it. It's just like a more
Arguing beautifully.
Yeah, it's a poetic argument, I mean, because it's definitely an argument, and it's a definitely, we all want to come out in this when you're arguing or debate, whatever you want to put it. I'm not saying that it's the most ugly thing. I'm just saying that to me, I just don't find any interest in it, is what I'm saying. It's just like, if you gotta press him, I feel that. Press him. If you gotta slap him, look at Nipsey, slap him. I'm just saying, I just don't feel like it's necessary to sit here and make songs. I don't like you, F you, especially as men. Like,
That's a lot of energy.
I guess that's the competitive art behind it because it kind of is like on that more like a It really, I feel what you're saying almost in the sense of his real life. Because it really ain't supposed to get to a point where we are smacking each other, we are pulling out pistols, shooting up to like the club and stuff. It's supposed to be like a competitive, I'm top dog, like almost that SmackDown, you know what I mean? Almost is kind of fake in the world of hip hop beef, but you put it on wax, and that's kind of where it's supposed to stay on wax. But then I think when it turns into like you slapping me now, it's like, okay, now let's get the pistols. Okay, yeah.
I can respect that. Yeah.
I mean, I think beefs are great up until it becomes physical. Tupac and Biggie for one.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was Biggie and Pac that it was. I don't even know. I'll speak on that, but I mean, one can say the more recent thing was Kendrick's Control verse. I think that it made it competitive again. It brought back lyricism, and so many artists responded. And I think with that, if it's done properly, competitive sport, you kind of like gain this.
Factual.
You like sharpen your swords. You kind of like get more lyrical, and you kind of push the culture forward, so to say.
Yeah. Now that type of exactly. And I don't see a lot of people see Control as a diss, which was interesting to me to see so many people respond in the mannerisms that they did respond to his verse, because even that, like how even that to me, it was more of a motivational. You know, I saw it as a motivational track. Like, hey, you know, we slipping. You slipping, you getting top dollar. You slipping, you getting top dollar. You're slipping, you get, you know, you have the image. Let's pick it up, and and I feel like he's brought real music, and again, the best music we've seen since Tupac, in my opinion.
Who, Kendrick?
Yeah.
You know, I feel you. I mean, it's been a lot of iconic beefs in hip hop. I mean, you go back to Ice Cube, NWA, no Vaseline, man. The Easy E response with the Compton City G's or whatever it was to. Common and Ice Cube was beefing. I mean, you got Nas and Jay-Z.
Common and Jay.
Yeah, I mean, we got the women beefing too. I'm just saying, which is interesting. We have women artists, you know, beefing is what I mean by that. I just feel like it just separates us okay, think about the whole when Drake was beefing with Meek Mill. Everybody turned on Meek. But soon as Meek went to jail and we saw the realness, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was behind Meek. And for me, it just shows it's just unnecessary. There was no need for us to, he lost followings, he lost monies over that Drake beef.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I mean by it. So many things come behind. The same with this whole Cardi B and Nicki Minaj thing. Like, Nicki Minaj is now, losing money. I mean, it's all a game, it's money, it's a business, but at the same time, it's like, it hinders more than it helps. And I just feel, and if when it does help, it only helps one party.
Yeah.
Why not collab? You know what I'm saying? Why not? And even if you're gonna dog each other, collab on spit on the same track. We can do it side by side.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Like,
make it productive for everyone.
Ja Rule never made it back after what 50 did.
Yeah. Wow, that's real.
Yeah. But he had a long run though.
He did.
I feel
what you're saying. What you're saying is almost more for the culture. It's like it's almost like saying us as just a culture need to just really find ways to just unify through
That's
this.
what I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. But from a standpoint of being like a fan, get your popcorn
entertaining.
ready.
But what do we want from media? We want entertainment. We want controversy. We want all this stuff, you know? So I see it, yeah.
No one really lost in the Jay-Z and Nas beef because they both were okay. But stuff like Ja Rule and 50, very one-sided.
Yeah.
And I also think, too, that fans pit artists against each other. You have all the Barbies and the Cardi fans probably go on each other's social media. These artists see this and they get gassed up, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So I really think it's a lot of artists that want, a lot of fans that like instigate this.
Yeah.
Not for sure.
Yeah, very true. Speaking of fans and instigations and getting riled up, coming up next, we are going to touch on LeBron James moving to the Lakers, of course. A lot of controversy, a lot of stuff to talk about there. Any other subjects, let us know at Free the Creators Podcast or 12 o'clock at the 10th, I believe.
We got a lot of hashtags.
Yeah.
And we are so ready to hear your questions.